Now, for newer fans of Counter-Strike, you might just know apEX as Vitality's in-game leader, the guy who's carried by ZywOo. Well, his career started many years ago, all the way back in Counter-Strike Source, where he had success, and that continued through going into CSGO.
Almost a mirror of the previous round. apEX trying to stop Breeze. This time he will, but there's Circle on the way as well. Molotov's towards that new box. That's a great burst from apEX, though, somehow single-handedly holding down the B bomb site.
And now look at where he's at. He's gone from being an entry fragger into an in-game leader. He's grown as a person and a player in and out of the game. He's calm now. He's at peace with himself. And he's also the player with the most trophies by his name. And he's not done yet. In this interview, we go into so much detail from the beginning all the way to the end. A lot of focus on his time in Vitality, and I was able to learn stuff I'd never heard before. There's a lot of insight in this one. I know you guys are going to enjoy it, whether you're watching or listening. So sit back, take some time, and enjoy. Hello everyone, it's episode 19 of the All About Counter-Strike podcast, and this is another special. This is all about apEX, the Vitality in-game leader who has not only had an amazing career, but has had an amazing 7 months, I would say, that many can't fault in this. Yeah, you're doing pretty good now stats-wise, Dan. Mr.
Yeah.
IGL, we can't say anything bad about that.
Lately, for sure. Lately
Now,
it's better.
So it was just a stand-in moment. There was just... You were the right person. Did you speak any German, or how did this work?
I wasn't even speaking English back then, so imagine the communication. What? I was just trying to kill people. That's all I could do.
They just said, apEX, do this, and you kind of did
apEX
that.
is fine. He's an entry fragger. He will run first.
Do whatever you want, they told me, and they spoke German on the side.
That's actually so brilliant.
Long
Okay,
time
so
ago.
even though, right, this, well, people may even forget this, you even had a huge beginning career in CS Source, right? And that wasn't covered on HLTV because the difference between 1.6 and CS Source. But I wanted to just ask you, what team was it that you first considered where you were a professional player? Because I know also sometimes there were salary issues and stuff like that, even in Source, right?
Yeah.
Is it just Very Games? Was it LDLC? Was it 3D Max? Where is it from your perspective where you were a professional player for the first time?
Actually, I will pick up another one. I will pick up the Prague Challenge. Do you remember that when we beat Prague Challenge? I go there with a mix, with the Overdrive, Kenyas, Neo, and Taz. And we actually beat in semi-final the Mouseport guys, the last UK team that was relevant, by the way, with Rattlesnake, MX, XZ, and Release, and PT, I think, was all 5 of them. We beat them with the mix, and then we beat the legendary Na'Vi lineup, Starix, Markelov.
Oh yeah, Senya, Zeus,
Zeus, like Senya, and that's the last tournament they did together. Both teams we beat in semi and final. Like they lost to a mix, so they were like, okay, no way.
Now it's time to disband.
Exactly. So for me, that was my first win because thanks to that back then, first of all, I never expected to win that tournament because we had like big teams like that. And also in quarterfinal, we also beat Bialy and Snacks back then. I remember that. They were in like a sub-top Polish, and that's just before they joined the VP. Yeah, I think at that specific moment, 2015, in my opinion, I'm probably the best entry fragger, like pure entry fragger in the world.
Yeah.
I'm doing really good tournaments on that one. We can also say once again like who we played and the way everything went. I remember that in the quarter we played Fnatic and we really wanted to take our revenge because they beat us in the Cologne Grand Final. It was really important for us to beat them, and we beat them on it was pretty violent on the cash when we were 16-2 on the third map. But yeah, that's the moment I knew I put my name on the top of CS, and having the small thing is just having the little trophy in the game, and all of that was this is the craziest, is that these tournaments at that time, in the French scene, apEX was like a different guy than now, because people were trying to actually fuck each other. Vitality from whenever Xtaz joined it, he understood me better. He also understood me better also in the game, in the way I wanted to play. I was able to do whatever I wanted, not everything whatever I wanted, but you know what I felt also back then in G2, for example, is I was working harder than anyone else. And the example is I could see back then Fair Prime. this aggressive player, like playing a bit solo, etc. And that's also what I wanted to do in a way, like trying to be this sneaky boy. And I remember
the annoying guy.
Yeah, exactly. Once again, that annoying guy. And I knew I could do it because I was reflecting about the game. I was working hard. I remember once I asked that to Smith and Shocks, and I tried for one practice to be able, and it doesn't work. So they told me, no, it's not gonna be good. So now you go back to A site and you jump in the box. Everyone thought, like, anyway. And because we had the way to play a bit passive at the beginning, having some aggro sometimes, and after someone like we go 3 and we retake, like the classic thing. So that's the thing they wanted to do. And they also, the problem with Frenchin is we won games against them where we were keeping all our nades. They were coming at 25 seconds. We smoke. GG guys, you need to come through now.
Go save.
Don't save. All save. All save. I'll go through, kill 2 and go save. But it's exactly what's important there. Like playing a different way against different teams, because everyone has their own style and you can't like copy paste everything you do all the time against every team, because then you will be countered. And that's also part of why we've been successful, is also our way to change the way we play. Sometimes we play map control really slow, sometimes we play more pop and having like more strats, and sometimes we play more default and playing a bit more loose. It just depends against who we play and the confidence we have at that moment. And for me, that's so key to be also recognized as a good IGL and be a good IGL. You need to be able to play a lot of styles.
No, I 100% agree. I even wrote down you're the most dynamic team, because you can fake defaults with patterns, you can do the default with the same pattern. And I know how it is to be on the other side when you hear the same things all over again, but something different is happening every round and you're just scared. You know that, okay, I cannot be alone, go here, I cannot be alone, go there, because if that happens we lose, if that happens we lose. And you create so many problems that you have to solve on the server as an enemy team of yours. You have to connect everyone at the same time, and you don't always have the time to solve all of these solutions as a whole group.
Yeah, you're right.
It makes it much more complicated to fix.
Yeah,
Yes,
when people
yes.
fuck up or do a mistake, that was the problem for me. But in a way, what I could say is like in the French teams, mostly after with G2 and extra, I couldn't be like the person and the player I wanted to be. Like it was not possible with them, because some players didn't like that, and you had to follow like a certain way to play, a certain way to be, and you couldn't be yourself both outside of the game and in the game. When I say outside of the game, it's not the way you act outside of the game, it's the way like you act in the game, but outside of the game, like as a human.
Yeah.
So both of them were like controlled in a way, and that was tough for me, because as you can see the way I am, I just want, like, the first person that told me also that my emotions are both my strengths and my weakness was Lars back in 2022.
Okay.
He told me what you are when you are giving your good energy, etc. You are the best. That's simply that, you are the best. But whenever it goes on the other way, you can make you win your team because you have like a good leadership, the way you talk, the way you act. You can win just because of that, because everyone could feel it. Or the other way, you can make them lose in a way because you are getting too crazy. And and when I understood that, everything got easier in my head.
Yeah, I agree with what you're saying there as well, the smoke without fire, because there was many times if someone gave me some criticism, even if it's valuable, I just shut it down, because it's like, you're just trying to close it out, you know, you don't want to hear that, you want to just be yourself. But everyone can learn, you can learn every day, you can be 40, 50, 60 years old and still be learning in everything you do.
That's also why I'm here still. You know?
The development.
I'm here still. I'm 32 and a half soon. No, I think Melbourne, I was not that tilted. I just, as I said before, there was some moment as IGL you need to, I'm not, I heard Yakin there saying, oh, it's cool because Falan never tilts. That's bullshit. You're not a great IGL because you never tilt. That's not true. Everyone is different, and the way that Falan does things doesn't mean that I'm doing bad because I'm different than that. And so that's bullshit. For me, it just, sometimes it's needed, sometimes I feel to do it, sometimes I don't feel to do it. So For me, in Melbourne, maybe I got tilted a bit of times. Actually, I don't remember that much, but maybe a bit. That's for sure. But it's just because sometimes it's needed, and you feel you need to put it in more. And what's important is the reaction of your team. Because when I got tilted, the team was going up, and that's what's needed. It's not like just tilt to tilt. It just tilts because I know at that moment I didn't tilt on the first 5v3. I did on the second one because I'm like, it's normal to do one mistake sometimes. It's fine. Let's win the next one. But 2 in a row because we played the same way we're not allowed to do it. So for me,
unacceptable.
Exactly. So you need to. I'm also like the voice, and I'm also responsible for that. I need to find a solution, and I maybe did things before that didn't work. You need to understand that, and also, once again, I need to be myself. And sometimes, if I'm frustrated, it's also because I have too many frustration in myself that needs to go out. And what you need to understand is also my teammates accept that. They know me. They know I'm this guy. So if I scream that way, it's just because also I need it, and it's because people fuck up. So they don't take it bad like it was the first time. They know me, so it doesn't affect them as much as you guys think. And then we come back. I remember NBK taking the auto shotgun on the Inferno. We win Inferno, and then we win Cash, and we go to grand final. And same against Navi. Actually, one of our French YouTuber did a video about myself, of my story. And I was watching the train game. And I think we were 14-10 down on T-side train, which is tough. And we come back 16-14.
There used to be like for people who don't know, that's like a 10-2.
Oh, dude, she was so passionate. I got her on my personal video where you guys win, full crying, full in emotions. She was really with and loving in what you guys are doing.
Yeah, you're right.
Do you? Okay, I have a follow-up question. How many gym strats are in Vitality strat?
0 actually. Thanks God I don't follow porn stars on my Instagram.
You might get in trouble with the girlfriend for that as well.
Actually, she will be fine. It's just following. I mean, he's just watching. What we say in France is the only thing I have left is my eyes.
True. I like that way of looking at it.
Okay, I used to be Barcelona fan mostly before because of I'm a big fan of Messi. I love Messi, and for me he's the greatest of all time, and I just love him. And I went a lot watching Barcelona games, etc. So I still follow them. I follow them a bit less lately, but I still support them. So yeah, it's been a rough season because they won only I mean they won 2, but not the most important ones. But that's the way it is. Next season let's see how Yamal as well is getting there, and how everything will go. Yes, of course. Like at some point, people are showing me the clock. Like it's coming, bro. It's time now. So yeah, of course. But as I said before, it's time for everything, and also like doing it now, like as Messi did, it's not easy because you don't see your kid that much. He is growing, and then it's a choice of life. But for me, for now, I'm gonna wait a bit. The last 6 months have been a privilege for us in a lot of ways, being for the fans, for us, for CS in general. So I'm really glad to be able to do that job for everyone, because we live so much emotions together and etc. So it's good. Thanks everyone for supporting us, for following us. I think I got 50k followers and more on Instagram. I think thanks to the major. So hello to the new followers. I'm privileged, as you said. We are privileged to do that work, and without the fans, without the people watching, we wouldn't be no one, because there would be no sponsors, there would be no hype, it would be nothing like a love on the shit games. So I'm really glad you guys there, and I hope we will keep winning, because as I said, I'm not done winning, and even though I'm 2 years old, sorry, I'm still super hungry to win trophies.
I didn't expect it to be this long. I know you can talk, but I didn't expect this. And Dan, you were 100% right. You know, when they won the major, Devil, he said to me at the party, he goes, "Hey, it's good we didn't do this interview before, because I wanted to do it before the major and get his thoughts." And he's like, "I told you this would be good." And hey, look, it absolutely delivered. So Dan was right again with his amazing memory. An incredible year so far for 2025. Let's see what the rest of it holds for him. Definitely going to be front runners and favorites coming into Cologne. It's been a pleasure having you, man. This was episode 19 of the All About Counter-Strike podcast. It's been all about apEX. We'll see you on the next episode, which will be a preview of Cologne and looking at all of the roster moves, all the craziness that's been going on in the Counter-Strike scene. See you later.